Fans of Coronation Street are speculating that Lauren Bolton could meet a tragic end in an emotional storyline twist. A fresh theory suggests that Lauren might be written out of the ITV drama. She joined the soap back in 2022 and quickly made an impression. Known for her fiery spirit and fierce loyalty, Lauren has played a key role in several explosive plots on the cobbles. Her turbulent past includes being brought up by her extremist father, Reese Bolton, and later killing her abuser, Joel Daring, ensuring her time in Weatherfield has been anything but quiet. In recent episodes, Lauren has grown close to newcomer Ollie Driscoll, who moved to Weatherfield with his relatives last year to run the Rover's return. His family circle features his dad Ben, Eva Price, his brother Will, grandmother Maggie, and Eva's daughter Susie. While working as a chef at the pub, Ollie has struck up a connection with barmaid Lauren, and their playful exchanges have made their chemistry obvious. However, not everyone approves of their blossoming relationship. Maggie has openly expressed that she doesn't think Lauren is right for her grandson. Since her arrival, Maggie has been portrayed as intensely protective of her loved ones. A past flashback revealed she accidentally caused her husband's death and later helped Will avoid repercussions after he attacked Daniel Osborne. Earlier this week, when Ollie asked Lauren out, Maggie reacted coldly, warning her that she and Ollie come from completely different backgrounds. Her sharp words appeared to affect Lauren, who eventually called off the date. Now, viewers fear that Maggie's overprotective nature could spiral into something far darker. On a Coronation Street fan page, one commenter warned that Lauren should watch her back. Another admitted they had a strong suspicion Maggie might take drastic action. Predicting a shocking storyline, one fan suggested Maggie could attempt to harm or even kill Lauren, with others agreeing with the grim outlook. Coronation Street is said to be preparing a dramatic upcoming plot centered on Maggie Driscoll, Ben Driscoll, and Steve McDonald. While Maggie and Ben's mother and son relationship is clear, the big question is how Steve becomes involved in the unfolding drama. Fan favorite Steve is set to receive heartbreaking news in next week's episodes when he learns that his father Jim has died. Despite their strained and complicated history, the loss hit Steve hard. However, there appears to be an unexpected twist connected to this storyline. Reports suggest that Maggie may share a hidden past with Steve, though the truth is not expected to surface until the week of Jim's funeral. According to the speculation, Maggie allegedly had a secret romance with Jim during the 1980s and later gave birth to Ben following their brief relationship. If this claim proves accurate, it would reveal that Steve and Ben are actually half-brothers. Although viewers must wait for confirmation, earlier flashback scenes have already shown that Maggie was unfaithful at some stage during her troubled marriage to Alan. It was eventually exposed that she caused Alan's death by pushing him down a staircase, with Finley witnessing the incident, though he is yet to appear in the present-day timeline. Some fans also observed that Maggie appeared uncomfortable as Ben and Steve began forming a friendship. A previous reference to Irish blood in dialogue sparked speculation among viewers that there could be a biological link between the two men. One fan questioned online whether the mention of Irish heritage was a subtle hint that Ben and Steve might be brothers, while another confidently predicted that Jim would ultimately be revealed as Ben's biological father, confirming the family connection. Debbie's devastating dementia diagnosis was painful enough on its own. Discovering that her reckless, dishonest, and drink-driving brother, Carl Webster, was not only exploiting her, but was also secretly her son, made matters infinitely worse. It's impossible to discuss the desperate position Debbie now finds herself in without addressing Carl's destructive influence, as much as one might wish to avoid revisiting his long list of betrayals. After manipulating Debbie's condition to gain access to her business finances, Carl shattered the Webster family by starting a steamy relationship with his brother Kevin's wife, Abby, only to later betray Abby by getting involved with James Bailey as well. His most unforgivable act, however, came when he drank heavily, caused the fatal Corrie crash that killed Billy Mayhew, and then placed an unconscious Debbie in the driver's seat to frame her for the tragedy. Burdened by guilt and a misplaced sense of responsibility, Debbie accepted blame for the incident and pleaded guilty to dangerous driving and manslaughter, resulting in a substantial prison sentence. She was forced to part from Kevin, her close friends, and her devoted husband Ronnie Bailey. A heartbreaking farewell that felt unbearably cruel. Yet, even behind bars, more turmoil awaited. Debbie was assigned a prison support companion to help her manage her dementia. And longtime viewers were stunned to see that the helper was none other than former troublemaker Lewis. Lou and her husband Mick had arrived on the cobbles earlier portrayed as nightmare neighbors, and they quickly lived up to that reputation. Mick became entangled in serious criminal activity and was responsible for the killing of local police officer Craig Tinker. While Lou proved equally dangerous in her own way, among Lou's most shocking moments was her attempt to seduce and blackmail Gary Wendy's. When he refused her advances, she retaliated violently, striking him and leaving him in a coma, an attack that ultimately landed her in prison and left her children in the care of Tim and Sally Metcalf. Considering Lou's past, she may seem an unlikely ally for Debbie. Still, in the harsh reality of prison life, particularly with hostile inmates like Paula around, having someone tough in your corner might be essential. Although Debbie struggles to recall Paula due to her illness, Paula has not forgotten Debbie, especially after being barred from the Chariot Square Hotel. Their tense reunion quickly escalated when Paula stormed into Debbie's cell, complaining about her jailed boyfriend. Debbie's blunt advice only provoked her further, and Lou had to intervene. When Ronnie and Kevin next visited, they were horrified to see Debbie sporting a bruised eye. Upcoming scenes suggest the situation will deteriorate even further. Debbie assists Lou in crafting bracelets for her children, but when Paula attempts to snatch one, tensions flare again. Debbie is rattled and matters worsen when she discovers Lou has been brutally beaten by Paula in retaliation. Meanwhile, Carl continues to manipulate Debbie during a prison visit, tugging at her emotions until she agrees to hand over more money. Sally overhears and cautions Debbie that Carl is exploiting her kindness. Though Debbie instinctively defends him, she privately recognizes the truth of Sally's warning. Alone in her cell, Debbie agonizes over her toxic bond with Carl. The emotional weight becomes unbearable and the mounting stress begins to overwhelm her fragile state. Life behind bars is clearly eroding Debbie's strength. The question now is whether she can endure the ordeal long enough to reclaim her freedom. In an upcoming episode, Jod finds herself caught up in confusion at the hospital as Harper prepares for surgery. David and Shona anxiously remain by their daughter's side while medical staff get everything ready for the procedure. Following Jod's advice, the wider Platt family turns up to show their support. When news comes through that Harper has experienced a slight bleed, panic quickly sets in for her worried parents. As relatives attempt to comfort them, David's stress boils over and he snaps, telling everyone to go home. Before leaving, Jod gives David a reassuring embrace. Outside the ward, she crosses paths with a woman who has just given birth, mistaking Jod for Shona. And assuming David is her husband, the new mom makes an awkward comment, leaving Jod with a choice about whether to correct her. Later, David and Shona step outside to update their loved ones, who are gathered in the hospital car park, waiting anxiously for news. Back inside the neonatal unit, the couple stay close to Harper's incubator, watching over her every movement. At the same time, Debbie heads back to her prison cell and confides in Lou, admitting she hates being behind bars when time may not be on her side. Concerned, Lou phones Sally from inside the prison, and Sally later informs Ronnie just how low Debbie is feeling. When Debbie learns that Lou has shared her private fears, she is furious. Elsewhere on the street, Carla sits at home gently entertaining baby Connie as they relax in front of the television. Observing the moment, Lisa begins to wonder whether Carla is finally starting to bond. Coronation Street airs on ITV1 on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. and is also available for streaming on IDVX.